Watch this and we're going to talk about it.
It's called Man Enough. What makes you qualified to be a part of that conversation, have a voice?
The same thing that makes you the most qualified to have a conversation about whiteness. You actually can teach us way more about it because you have had to deal with it every single minute.
Say that one more time.
When you're the oppressed group, you know everything about the oppressor. You know things that they don't even know about themselves. You can tell what they're going to do, what they're going to say. You're anticipating the way that you can't sit with your back to the door because you're anticipating danger as a woman. You can't walk home, without looking over your shoulder, without having something in, a pair of keys in your hand, or knowing who you're going to call if something happens. Like, it's the same thing. As women, we're constantly anticipating that too. And so we know everything about you.
I think women were the first oppressed group. And honestly, why wouldn't you know your oppressor? Why wouldn't you know your abuser? You have to study them. Your life quite literally depends on it. Right? I mean, if I have to live in a state of fear, my life depends on studying your behavior. My life depends on studying your mannerisms. I have to know you. I have to know you. Meanwhile, you're not living under the same fear, so it's not that big of a deal to you. You have the luxury of not having to study them. You're not worried about it. You feel safe. So yes, I may be qualified to have that conversation. As always, what are your thoughts?
First off, what about the Adam and Eve story makes you think that women were the first oppressed? But let's say you're not religious. Let's still go there. Men are more likely to be the victim of a violent crime by another man. But men don't consider other men their oppressors. So why do you? Especially when men are more likely and more capable of defending and protecting you. That's why most police officers and folks in the military are men. The issue here is the word oppression. It used to be a word that had meaning, but what I find is that these newfangled man-hating feminists just throw around that word willy-nilly. You're weaponizing it to paint a broad brush in a reality that does not represent oppression at all. If you want oppression, I could drop you in a third world patriarchal regime. You'll feel what oppression really is. But they'll take to their platforms, paint themselves as victims that are oppressed in order to retain some semblance of power, instead of going to therapy to relieve some of the trauma that has resulted in their bitterness that exists deep within their heart. The fact is that male or female, we cannot fully avoid danger. But when things do go wrong, those that are more likely to show up are men, because masculine men still carry the burden of protection for man, woman, and children. But if you keep painting yourself as nothing more than the victims or the enemies of men, then that instinct will slowly die out. Men will stop stepping in, they will stop protecting, and when that happens, guess who will suffer the most? You.